let's get into the one of the main topics here for the day. Indiana, undefeated right now, came out of nowhere. Indiana football. I'm just calling it what it is, bro. Indiana football is, it's crazy. And people want to say, oh, they ain't playing nobody. Oh, they ain't doing this. Well, I'm just going to give a couple scores. Street, I'll let you run with it after this, if you don't mind. Indiana starts the season off against FIU, 31-7. Mind you, they brought in 80 transfers. Kirk Cignetti, first-year head coach there. Kirk Cignetti, first-year head coach, comes in 31-7. Western Illinois, 77-3. UCLA, 42-13. Charlotte, 52-14. Indiana over Maryland. Conference game, 42-28. Maryland team that beat USC. Indiana, conference game, Northwestern, 41-24. Nebraska, conference game, 56-7. The one that just took Ohio State to the wire. Indiana over Washington, who beat Michigan, 31-17. And they'll be taking on Michigan State, another conference game here this weekend. Bro, talk to me. What in the world is going on in Indiana with the Hoosiers?
Dog, you know it's kind of weird. I think Kirk Cignetti. You know who that is? You know where he come from? Where was he at before?
I know he coached at Alabama. He's got some like IUP. He coaches some smaller schools, but he came through there. He's got a decent coaching resume, but he came through some of those smaller schools after he left Alabama.
He been since '83. He been at it. Now Davis and Rice, Temple.
Yeah.
Alabama,
no major programs as the head coach, but until he got to Alabama.
Right. IUP, Elon. The significant one is James Madison since 2019, 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
James Madison, Cignetti was named head football coach December 14, 2018. Cignetti led the Dukes to a 7-game improvement. So basically, he ended up JMU went 12-2 in 2021 football season and announced the move to the Colonial Athletic Association. Because James Madison has been playing really, really well you know what I'm saying, recently, and he was at the helm of it, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
He gets hired by Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what he did? I think 9 players came with him from James Madison.
Ooh.
And this is what we have been talking about the bigger schools raping the smaller schools, and then it just rolls downhill. 9 players he brought from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana football head coach. I think his quarterback is from Ohio University. Curtis Rourke. He's from Ohio University.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the leading tackler, Aiden Fisher's from James Madison. A D lineman from James Madison. Running back from James Madison. Zach Horton, leading tight end from James Madison. And he brought these guys over with all of the guys you said that transferred. What we got going on in the background? We ain't in Detroit no more. From James Madison. And I'm here to tell y'all, bro, listen, much as we talk about high school recruiting and breaking news, Malachi Tony just recommitted to the University of Miami. As much as we talk about high school recruiting, Indiana is slapping people in the face, bro, with transfer portal kids and a coach that obviously has a system where he can that works. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not all about. We love to say, hey, man, we ain't got the guys back there at defensive back, or we ain't got the guys at defensive line to get it done. Indiana not gonna have the guys, but hey, they getting it done, dog. And you as a coach, dog, you got to tell me how. Like they're getting it done. They slapped in the mouth. Who that was? Nebraska. Punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ohio State just barely got out of there with a win, dog. They punched them in the face. And they don't have the guy. No,
to your point, right? And to your point, from First of all, he found 9 dudes that he trusts, that he likes, and he knows that could contribute at a high level. First of all, so not only that you bring those in, those 9 guys, I don't know if they're all starters, but they know his system. They know what he likes. They know what he doesn't like. So they become locker room spokesmen for him. First of all,
right.
Second of all, he's getting the most out of everything that he has. And they're not playing the radio. Now, people could talk about the level of competition. Yeah, I get it. However, they still whooping people by, 20, 30 points apiece. Even 77-3 is bananas. I don't care what level you're playing. And you have to remember, the clock runs faster now than it used to be. It didn't stop when you go out of bounds. So the throw, the throw of 77 on people that's kind of crazy. But what I will say about them, and if you look at them, they are not a team who has a star, right? A guy that pops off. People are talking about Indiana. People are not talking about a particular player like Boise State, where they're talking about Ashton Jeanty, right? They're not talking about Ashton Jeanty and Boise State. They're talking about Indiana, Kirk Signetti. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, Rourke comes over there. He's got 1,900 yards passing. Bro, the dude has 135 completions. That's it, right? 15 touchdowns, three interceptions. Their rushing game, combined for the season, all of their rushing is only 319 yards. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's not fair. 1,605 yards. They have 319 carries. Their leading rusher has 637 yards. Their leading rusher. So they're not, again, now he's averaging 6.2 yards a carry, but they don't have a guy, again, like my man from Iowa State that's already at 1,000 and you know what I mean? Like their leading rusher might be 25th or 30th in the running back so far as the levels. Their quarterback not even on the radar. But as an entire team, they're playing as a team. And I have to be honest, I didn't watch Indiana football. Never had any urge to watch it unless they're going to play some whatever. So prior to this, I went and watched all of the cut-ups and the condensed versions just to see what are they doing. And they are playing as a team. They are playing as a team. And that is showing a difference. You understand?
Right.
And they got a good stretch coming up here, Street. After Michigan State, they go after Michigan State, they go Michigan, Ohio State, and then Purdue. So these last 4 games, I think, is legitimate competition. They're ranked number 13th right now in the country, undefeated. Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue. And boy, if they throw Ohio State under the bus, my Lord, boy, it's going to be some smoke in the city. There's going to be some smoke in the city.
The only thing they're in top 5 stat in college football is yards allowed. That's it. That's the only thing I see them in top 5.
So they giving up. They giving up yardage.
That's the only thing I see them in yards allowed. They're number 5. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't see them top 5 in anything. But you know what, Hayes? I don't buy into they haven't played anybody yet. That shit kills me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. They play the same schedule every year, right? Mm-hmm. Same schedule every year.
Right.
The year they become successful, people start saying, well, they ain't playing nobody yet. Bro, these teams are in the same conference. They play the same schedule every year. When they start popping out, it means something. It's the same thing they've been doing for 30 years.
They ain't winning by a point. They're not winning by a point. So
No, that never makes sense to me when people say that. University of Miami has been in the ACC for 18 years. They've been 8-0 twice. Once they become 8-0 and leading the nation in passing, it means something. Like you can't say North Carolina is nobody now. North Carolina been beating their ass for 15 years. So when Indiana started popping out, right, and thumping Nebraska finally for the first time we can never remember since goddamn Your boy was there at quarterback. What your boy name was quarterback for them? Ended up a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
At quarterback?
Uh-huh. Yeah, somebody has said in the comment section.
The Steelers, Big Ben and Antonio Brown.
No. But he was a quarterback for Indiana, and he ended up a wide receiver for the Steelers.
Oh, Hines Ward. No, Hines Ward played in Georgia. Hines Ward played in Georgia.
Somebody gonna say it in the comment section now.
Not Cordell.
Randall L.
Randall L. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So now they probably finna thump Michigan State. They done thump Nebraska, and you saying they ain't playing nobody. They been getting ass whooped by the same team for 30 years.
Big Ten. And it's Big Ten play, right? They've played right now UCLA, Big Ten, Maryland, Big Ten, Northwestern, Big Ten, Nebraska, Big Ten. They've won. So half of their schedule is their conference so far.
So once they start beating them, y'all gonna tell them they're not playing anybody? They was the nobodies.
Right.
But people just say that just to say it. Like it's just something to say to discredit them. All you're really saying is they haven't played Georgia yet. That's all you're saying. that's all you're saying.
They ain't played they ain't played like a top 7 or 8 team yet. Right.
Right. And I don't buy into it, bro. And I'm glad that we're pointing this out because he's doing it with guys from James Madison. Like for all of that, there are guys who got coaches and they be like, man, listen, man, these ain't his kids. We don't got any guys, we don't got no guys at DB. We don't got no guys. We ain't got our offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who says stuff like that is coaches like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes it invalid.
Mm-hmm.
Period. He has a system in place that works. Somehow the kids are buying in, and they finna show up to kick your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying?
Bro, how is this looking? Just talking here. I don't know. Indiana. Who's the call? Let me see the standings right now. I'm trying to see. Right now, Indiana and Oregon in the conference championship. They both are the only one with they're 8-0. They're 8-0 overall, and Indiana, Oregon are both 5-0 in the conference right now. And they do not play each other during the season to kill each other off. So as long as Indiana beats Ohio State, then what happens to Penn State? Penn State is down 1, but Penn State doesn't play. They do play Ohio State. So Penn State plays Ohio State this week. They could wreck Ohio State opportunity. And if Indiana beats Ohio State, they're definitely out of it. Then you can see, but what happens now? Indiana, peep this. Indiana, Penn State, and Oregon are all undefeated in their conference.
I hope it ain't like the ACC. The ACC got some weird way to determine it, dog.
Bro, think about that. Indiana could go conference undefeated. Oregon, because they don't play each other and they don't play Penn. So none of the top 3 don't play each other to knock it off. And if they all beat the Ohio State, Michigan, like they don't have any losses head to head, who are they going to say is in the conference championship? Point differential?
No,
I don't know.
You know, the ACC, it goes all the way to they take the teams you played, add up their records, and sees who played the toughest record.
So they're looking at strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's tough work right there now. So again, Indiana, like I said,
Indiana got who left?
Indiana has Michigan State. They have Michigan State. They have Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue.
Boy, that Indiana Ohio State game. I wish that thing was at Indiana. I wish it was going. That Indiana Ohio State game gonna be for everything, ain't it?
It's gonna be for all, dog. It's gonna be for all the marbles, dog. As they say, for all the marbles, bro. Indiana Ohio State is gonna be for all the marbles, bro. Because if they lose to Ohio State, then Ohio State comes in and beats Penn State, right? Let me look at this right quick. Coach got to get his research on. Yeah, and Ohio State beats Penn State this weekend. Then they'll be in because Ohio State. Oh, they already lost to Oregon, so they'll get their rematch in the conference championship.
They already lost.
Yeah, they lost to Oregon. I forgot they played, but that's Ohio State. Penn State doesn't play Oregon. Let me make sure.
Indiana at Ohio State. Is Indiana the favorite?
I don't know, but I will say this: Penn State got the lightest road ahead. They only got Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, and Maryland. Not saying they can't be beat, but they don't have a, like I said, they got Ohio State this weekend. So they beat Ohio State. I think you see them in the championship because Ohio State is ranked number 4 in the nation. And they playing them at Happy Valley.
Huh? You think FIU knew that they was playing against an undefeated 8-0 team when they played them in their first game?
No.
Yeah,
Hey, they in the locker room. Man, they beat us, but they ain't that good.
I remember when I saw that they beat UCLA in week 3, and I was like, man, I thought Foster was going to – I thought they could beat Indiana. Damn, they ain't beat Indiana. And, boy, they went to rolling.
Yeah.
they went to rolling.
Boxing Truth Serum says it won't matter. OSU almost got beat by Nebraska at home, full of talent. Coaching is the problem. Yeah, I got Minnesota upsetting Penn State in Minnesota. Yeah, doggy. They can never get over the hump. And I had a conversation with somebody about Ryan Day. They don't want to believe me. I'll just say this last piece and we can push forward. If I, Hayes, was Ryan Day, I'm getting out of college football. I'm going to the NFL.
Yeah.
For a better quality of life. I could go whether somebody want me as head coach, maybe even as offensive coordinator, because that's what he's been. Go in there as a coordinator, win a couple games, maybe get a head coach shot. He's only 45 years old, I believe, 46, somewhere in there. So he's relatively young. But, bro, the quality of life is much better. Much better. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's it. That's all love. It's good, Street. We good on that. So, all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. I think everybody will be tuned in. Maybe not to the Indiana, Michigan State, but people will definitely be tuned in to the Ohio State. I'm sorry, to the not Ohio State Penn State game, because I think that's going to decide a lot. All right, that's definitely going to decide a lot. So a lot of people will be tuned in. That game is at 12 p.m. This Saturday, November 2nd. So that's what it is, man.